Hey guys, so I just recently watched this video about white South Africans coming to the US for a better life. And as you can see on the title, full event, white South Africans arrive in the USA to escape racism as Trump offers refuge Afrikaner. So I just watched the whole video and yeah, there's a lot of women and children here, some men, and then as you can see, the guy under the gray suit. Let's check out his name. One second. Okay, so his name is Christopher Lando. If you guys can see it. Deputy Secretary of State. So this guy explained his backstory, that how his father came to this country during the Second World War when Hitler came into power, and then how his father contributed to this country, even though his father is a European immigrant. And then you have the white South Africans who came to this country with their already have kids with them, wives and kids, and yes, I mean, notice a pattern here. These are stories about white immigrants coming to this country. These immigrants who already speak English, who are of European descent, and in fact, Trump openly admitted that he doesn't mind having European immigrants come to this country, or South Africans who are of European descent, because, well, they're escaping, racism or unrest in South Africa by the hands of the indigenous black Africans over there. So I guess this is why they came here. Meanwhile, you have Middle Easterners coming to this country during the 90s and 2000s to escape the wars over there. I mean, look what happened in the Iraq War. A lot of Iraqis come to this country, and there's some of them are living in my state too. The reason why they came in is because of the Iraq War. And ISIS. And the reason why all this happened is because of Tony Blair and George Bush. They're the reason why the war happened. They're the reason why ISIS exists in the first place. And that's true. The US and the British government are responsible for the existence of ISIS. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I just noticed Trump favors white immigrants, but he doesn't favor brown skin or black skin immigrants. I mean, there's millions of hardworking Salvadorans and Mexicans who don't get into trouble. They don't kill, they don't rape, they don't murder or commit acts of pedophilia. These are the hardworking people. There's plenty of them. Unfortunately, you have a few bad apples in that community. And that's why, Trump sees us as animals, extremists, terrorists, thugs, rapists, etc. And Salvadoran President Nayib Bukele proved them wrong. He proved them wrong. He proved Donald Trump wrong that not all Salvadorans are criminals. They're not all thugs. And that there's hardworking Salvadorans. And meanwhile, Trump has a strong hatred for Latinos, particularly those from El Salvador. Just when he first ran to president, his main target was Mexicans. And after he became president, it's Salvadorians who he's targeting right now. But he still doesn't like Mexicans. He still doesn't like black people. He doesn't like black people from the Caribbean and the African continent. So, just so you know, with those Mexicans and those Cubans and other Latino groups who support Trump, once he's done with the Salvadorians, he's coming after you. And then he's coming after the black community. And then he's coming after the Asian community and the Middle Eastern community. Why? Because he does not like you guys. He's only doing this to fulfill his political agenda. He's only doing this so he could take full control of this country. He's only doing this so he can be that America will. He's only doing this because he just doesn't care. He only cares about his ego, his pride. That's all he cares about. He only wants America to be his America, not anyone else's. So don't make you think that he cares about you guys. The United States of America is not a European country, first of all. It's the land of the indigenous people. And Trump should know this by now. And there he is, wanting to invite European immigrants and white South African immigrants to this country with open arms. But when it comes to people from Latin American countries, Caribbean countries, and African countries, that's a totally different story. He's like, no, get out. Do you know that people in Norway, Sweden, and Denmark are actually one of the happiest European countries? Why would they want to move to the US? They're content. They're happy over there. They don't have to move to the US for a better life. In fact, most people in those countries know that the United States is not a European country at all. The original inhabitants are indigenous, and they know this. So why would they move to the US? They don't need to. They're happy over there. And you can't kick me out of the country, Trump. Why? Because I'm born and raised here. My bloodline goes back to this continent. There's nothing you can do about it. And to all the other Latino groups, Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Venezuelans, Dominicans, Salvadorans, Hondurans, Guatemalans, and other Latino groups, indigenous groups, Native American tribes like the Lakotas, the Apaches, Comanches, Navajos, the Blackfoot, the Cherokee, the Choctaw, the Lumbees, the Mohicans, and all the other tribes of this land. We need to stop fighting each other. We need to stop fighting each other over small things. We need to stop this tribal warfare. It's doing more harm than good. And meanwhile, you have people like Donald Trump and the American far right taking advantage of this situation, using the divide and conquer method, just like his ancestors used their ancestors used against us. And you know this. We should know this by now. We can't let history repeat itself all over again. You put one group, you know how they do it? They ally with one tribe and they go against that other tribe. And therefore, that causes division. The two tribes start fighting each other, and that's where the European colonizer steps in and says, I'm in charge. I'll be the ones to keep the peace, and you guys have to do it as I say, because I'm the king. I'm the president here. See this? We can't let history repeat itself. We guys have to do better than that. Stop this. And as for those who are from the black community who support Donald Trump, just so you know, once they're done with Latinos, they're coming after you. Oh yeah. I remember like weeks ago watching this video clip of this man who came to this country at the age of 1 from Liberia, West Africa. He was just 1 year old when he left that country, raised in Atlanta, Georgia. When I first saw him, and when I first heard his voice, I'm assuming he's Black American. But he's actually born in Africa. And I was like, wow, I didn't know that. Is this why he's in detention center for? Because he came to this country at the age of 1. And I hope that they freed him and he'll go back to his shop and continue on with his life. And I wish him the very best. And for his adult children as well. I mean, this is really sad. And not surprising at the same time. This is how Donald Trump feels about anyone who's not white. In order to be a true American and a true member of American society and a contributor to this country, you have to be white. And you have to be Christian. Even though many of these far-right Republicans are not practicing Christians, they're agnostic or atheist, and they commit acts of, behind closed doors, they commit acts of homosexuality, pedophilia, they deal drugs, they sell drugs, they secretly work with gangs, and all the other disgusting things they do behind closed doors. So how can they be practicing Christians if they do those things that God forbade them to do? Freaking hypocrites. You see, and now they're inviting white European immigrants to come to this country for a better life. And if a Latino does that, if someone from El Salvador or Mexico or Guatemala came to this country, that's a totally different story. And I know they're going to say, oh, well, you have to come here legally. Whether it's legally or illegally. I mean, if he's he or she's a good person, hardworking, and doesn't get in trouble with the law and abides by the laws of this country, they're more than welcome to stay. Don't just deport them because of their skin color, religion, and culture. But you're not going to do this. He's not going to do the same thing with the white South Africans. So, freaking hypocrites. Can't believe this. We got Donald freaking Trump as our president again. And no, does not mean I support Kamala Harris. It doesn't mean I'm a leftist. It doesn't mean I'm a Democrat. I condemn the Democratic Party. I condemn it. I absolutely condemn it. I never supported Kamala Harris. If only this country has a true reform. No far left, no far right. Just simply a person who cares about America. I mean, the United States of America. Why can't we have a president like Bukele? Why can't we have a president like Ibrahim Traore of Burkina Faso? Why? Instead, we have Donald freaking Trump. Well, that's all I have for today. Leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe.